and welcome. It today is my honor to present to our Lokvani audience Nupur Nishith, who is a USA based artist who was born in the Madhubani district of Mithila region in India. Growing up in the environment famous for ancient folk art, she took to art very early in her life and learned this art from, just like many other Maithili girls, from her mother. Even while she was pursuing a career in marketing, she continued to work on her art. Since moving to the United States, she has made art her full time occupation. She has tried to explore new avenues such as paper, cloth, wood, ceramic, terracotta, glass, and other everyday products, along with the traditional mural paintings on walls and floors. She has evolved a unique style of art with an amalgamation of traditional motifs of ancient folk art with modern contemporary themes and tools. Her art has been very well received. She has won several awards, including the US National Juried Art Show for award for her painting Dia, the Girl Child. Her exhibitions have been at different places, and she has had several successful commissioned artwork, including the one that has become my background for today, a mural that is in the home of Abigail Disney. This is such a pleasure, Nupur, to welcome you to Lokvani. Thank you so much for taking the time to come. Welcome.
Thank you, Ranjini ji. Thank you so much for such nice words, and thank you for having me here.
Those are all about you. So it is obvious that you're a very special person. So I noticed from your biodata that you just learned Madhubani art like a tradition, and you're saying that it is like every mother seems to teach it to her child. Could you describe that environment? And I was surprised my mother never taught me any art. So could you tell me a little bit about that?
So in Mithila, it's like these paintings are part and parcel of the culture. It's like from the everyday growing up. So normally, even like you cannot say teaching. It's like everyone they learn also by observing and all. And yeah, mothers teach their daughters also because it's like, oh yeah, this is a ritual coming up, and we have to do this painting. And so this time I am busy. Why not you do it? So
Ah,
that is the way it starts. The beginning is like that. Like I also started, and in our culture it's also things like people like give we distribute tasks during weddings. There are lots of things happening, so a lot of these tasks are distributed to the other family members. So my mother always, since she was good in painting and all, so she a lot of times she used to get that task. Okay, why don't you paint this for the wedding?
for the wedding.
So when I started like that, like she got the task. She was like, "This time I'm very busy. You do it." And I was 11-year-old that time. And
Wow. So the
but
technique was just you just imbibed it by watching. You just saw
by
it.
watching, and yeah, for me it was more so because my mother was the first PhD in Mithila paintings. So
Wow.
she knew a lot of the technical symbolic themes and symbolic meanings, and all the technical details are like slightly more probably, I don't know, but yes. So those things also she used to teach me. Okay, this symbol means this, or this motive means this. This came from the whole background story behind all those symbolic paintings. So
So you're
basically,
saying in Madhubani there's a alphabet, it looks like, that you need to kind of know a little bit. Am I right about that?
I you can say an alphabet way, because it's like, yes, every theme and every symbolic motion, there was a story behind it. So
Mhm.
in earlier days, what happened, there was a thing that this when there was like the, what do you call, girls were not given proper like formal education.
Yeah.
So this was a tool for them to teach for
Wow.
the various things. So there is a painting for calendar. There is a painting for a lot of those stories. They were taught via stories. So there are paintings which have those symbolic themes where the whole uh, what do you call the meaning, all those symbols,
So you're
themes and
saying
all.
they learnt without reading and writing, but it was through painting. Wow,
So
now this
yeah,
is
so
the kind of
there, those
education.
in those days, earlier days, reading and writing was there, but it was very limited. Somewhere it was also not there. Even though it was not there, then also these paintings were used as a tool to teach girls. Okay, we can have this thing. So there's a vast world of Mithila. So we just what has come to the forefront as commercial paintings is just a small section of the wall paintings, but there's a vast world of floor paintings which is not in the commercial world a lot.
Wow. And speaking of floor paintings, I think what you told me is that they do it during rituals and then it's washed off, right? It's next day.
Yes.
It is. How does it feel as an artist to put so much effort and then, take it off the next day? And was there a reason they used to wash it off?
So the floor paintings or aripan is generally made on the floors with rice paste, and it's painted by fingers and rice paint, and we put sindoor dots over it. So it was considered most of these paintings are symbolic, and so it's considered to be holy paintings. So they said so normally it's like after the ritual is over, the next year so people tend to clean it up because they say since it's they consider that it to be part of the holy deity and of God. So it's like you should step over it.
Right.
So that and it's not considered good so that is the reason it's like cleaned off. Yes, it's tough on the artist part, but I guess every artist now is prepared. Methods are now prepared. Okay, yeah, this floor aripan, it has to be like cleaned the next day. Like
That's awesome.
conditioning is that.
I think life itself is like that. You should be prepared. Whatever you create may go away in a day, right? And then don't get too attached to it. I love that. I really like that. Now, you actually have taken this very traditional art forms and put contemporary twist to it. So can you tell me a little bit about that? And can you describe a very contemporary Madhubani art piece that you have created that you think is very special?
So I'll talk about the painting for which I got the award in the contemporary art exhibition, where the juror was from MoMA, Museum of Modern Art. So this painting is called Diya. Diya means in Mithila, Diya is the girl. The name is girl child. They call it the girl child in Mathili. So it's like if you can see the face, it's like face is like of a deity or a girl child ready to be born, and she doesn't know what sort of welcome will she get. So it's like if you can see, I don't know if you can, it's like she's peeping from
Yeah.
the it's like, and that was one of the reasons why you chose the colors and all. So she can be like welcomed like a goddess or something, but you don't know. So she's scared, but she wants to be born. So this is one of the contemporary paintings which I won the award, and this and then I can talk you about the more
So,
like what do you call fun stuff.
yeah.
So this is a painting. I call this a selfie painting.
Selfie painting. Now that's as modern as it gets. So tell me more.
So this is the selfie painting. It's like if you can see, it's like a cell phone, and where the buttons and all are there, and so people consider that I'm the most beautiful person. When you take the selfie, it's like I'm the most beautiful person. So I named this painting Cleopatra. So Cleopatra was considered one of the most beautiful ladies of all times. So, and everybody thinks I'm like a Cleopatra in the selfie. This was the theme. Then there's another painting where I was inspired from a Greek mythology of Icarus, and it was like there are people who are oblivion to what's happening all around, and then the own world where Icarus wanted to reach the sun, so he made wings and all. He was flying. So this painting was like the people who are oblivion to what's happening. There's like I just want to reach the sun. So I took the liberty, I made it a female. Like most of the paintings, it's like a female version. But yeah, sometimes I do male paintings too, but most of them, I don't know. That's something in me. So I made a female version. I said there's a wing, and she has a wing, and she's oblivion to what is happening. There's famine, and there's flood. There are war going on. There's fire all around in this section, and then they say she wants to go to reach the sun, as the whole beautiful world is there. So that is something was there. So things like that. I made a painting on where people come from two, I don't know if you can see over here, but from two corners of the world, two races of the world, they come together to protect the world. It's like
Wow.
in
So
the
that
painting you can see in the background, that's like a caterpillar. So the painting is called Garbha Chakra. The center is this, is it's a symbolic representation of uh, the Garbha Chakra, where so how like a child is born into the world. So if you know about the Abhimanyu's
yeah.
chakra, so and that is it. So that was like the caterpillar is trying to come out. It's like out of the lava and to the whole big world, wide world of with as a butterfly. So that is another theme to it. But that is the contemporary style, which I've started to make it more abstract, more the what a contemporary version of my take on
No,
the
I'm
painting.
just so impressed because whenever I think of abstract art, I never think of traditional techniques like Madhubani. So you have made it very clear to me that it's not the technique, but it's the ideas that are important. And I see a lot of womb. I know you had a baby recently, so perhaps that concept, and you have a daughter. So I'm sure that I love that question about is it going to be treated as a Devi or a Dasi, and I think I love no wonder Diya, the question is always there. And God bless, it's just beautiful. And your Icarus painting too, I mean, at these special times, I feel it's so interesting because don't worry about what's going on, you should try to reach the sun. And I think and yet don't go too far that your wings will be burnt. So I think
That's true.
I think
That's
I I think that's a beautiful, beautiful theme. And selfie portrait. Wow. So God bless. Now, I really think you've taken and shown to the world what a traditional art form can do. It doesn't matter that it's traditional, it's art in itself. And I think I'm looking at this mural that you have painted. I was just blown away by it. Could you tell me how that came out? And what does it take to paint a mural? I mean, I can remember seeing Michelangelo painting on the ceiling, but what does it take for you to do something like this?
this mural is actually very special, and it also came with a special I think also a special part. So I did paint a piano for Sing for Hope. There's an organization in New York, uh, and these pianos are generally kept in public spaces, and the piano was then
The
virtually.
piano was also you did in Madhubani style.
Yes, it's all painted in Madhubani style. It's the picture
Wow.
is there. Yeah. So, and it was all Madhubani, and that was one of the reasons that was the highlights of that piano was a highlight that year. So, and it went on to it was display later on display. It was earlier displayed in downtown Manhattan, and then displayed it later on for Central Park in the 50 years of NYC and public art in New York NYC parks, and then it went on to CBS Sunday Morning News. So from CBS Sunday Morning News, Asian Art Museum in SFO, they were doing a feature exhibition on Mithila art paintings. So they saw this piano, and they wanted the piano over there in the museum for display. And along with that, they also had some of my paintings over there. But after that, over there, Abigail Disney and her husband, they happened to be there in that exhibition. Abigail Disney is the heir of Disney family. She is the granddaughter of Roy Disney.
Yeah.
So they happened to be there, and they happened to see that piano, and they were redoing their New York apartment. So they contacted me, and it was so generous of her, because when I got that email, I was in India, and I was like, I'll be back after a month, and they were ready to wait for me. In fact, they waited for me for 2 or 3 months, so that my daughter has a proper child care, so that I can go and to paint her apartment. Because my first thing was like, right now I would like to do it, but I was small. I was 1 year old at home, and I don't know, like she doesn't go anywhere. She stays with apart from me. So I like, she was like, no, take your time, get her a proper childcare. She even offered me, you can bring her here, and my housekeeper can take care of her. I was like, okay, but I don't want but those things. And she was like, and she gave me all full liberty to work whatever way. Like when she, the first challenge for me was to painting the ceilings. Whose walls I had painted, ceiling was the first time. So, and it was tough because over there it's hot on the top. So when you climb the big ladder and those painting, I was like, I was standing and painting. I used to paint like this, and then I used to, after one stroke, back, because it was like, so it took me just around 2 to 3 days just to do the paintings on the ceiling. I used to paint like this and then back. And after like half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour, I used to step down. I was like, no, it's too hot, the light, because the only thing over there was light, and it was nothing. And it was like, but it was good fun. Like that was a great experience for me. So because challenges attract me. And singing was a challenge, so I loved it.
So for that, did you have a theme? Like, did you come up with a theme, or did Abigail give you some ideas?
No, I came up with a theme.
Wow.
So
And what was the
she
theme
gave me full liberty, whatever you want to do. So I proposed a theme to her, and she liked it instantly, and she was like, yeah, you do it, because she also does a lot of philanthropy work, and she also does a lot of work with women and all. So, and she has a relation with India because her son actually he travels a lot to India. He is a ISKCON disciple, so they have the India connection. Even she has visited India along with him. So they love India and Indian stuff. And she knew a bit about the Mithila painting, not much, but she was like, no, I want to know more. She spoke to me at length about the art form, how is it, and no, we want to do it and all. So eventually, one of the occasions I happened to, like, there was an initial days. So I was painting the ceiling, and I just happened to touch one of the light fixtures over there. So, and my hand got burned, and the only person at home that time was Abigail. Nobody was there. So, and she was like, no, it's India. She was instantly taking care of everything. No, take care, you take a break.
What an exciting, And now, speaking of India, you have been so kind as to become an Ekal Vidyalaya Indie Art Ambassador. For those of you who may not know Ekal, we are an organization that brings education to very remote, very rural villages, over 100,000 of them, and teaching about 2.8 million children every single day. And Indie Art is an art competition that we have put together so that the participant get to be creative while also supporting to digital literacy in the villages. So what motivated you to take the time to become an Indie Art Ambassador?
So for me, it's like, I come from a background to spoke about my mother. My mother runs a school in Patna, and it's in a rural area of Patna, outskirts of Patna. So there are many rural children who come there to the school. So in a way, when Jharna called me and she told me that Ekal runs the school, and there are kids in villages who don't have access to digital platform, and today that it's a digital world, and everybody needs tablet. I could instantly relate to the kids in Patna, in the outskirts of Patna, basically, who don't have access to digital education, and that's the problem my mother is facing. So in this lockdown situation, how to impart education to those kids, and those kids are marvelous. It's like, and they have so much potential, and they do so many things. Uh, I know because I have seen those kids making robos out of waste materials.
Wow.
So that was when I was like, yes, if those kids are given the right platform, they can do wonders. And that's why when she came up with this cause, I was instantly up for it as no, I am going to be like, I would love to be part of this process, because if it's in a bit also, if like small bit also, it can contribute to it, nothing like it. Like, I'd love to be there.
Thank you so much. And I think you're going to be offering a workshop for Ekal, for the Indie Art participants. So tell me more. I can imagine this is going to be very exciting because you have incredible talent of the traditional art form and this contemporary look to it. So tell us more what people can expect.
Uh, yes, I'll be doing a workshop. I know a lot of people might have attended Sunandaji's wonderful workshop, and that was really wonderful, and kids learned a lot. But as I told you earlier, Mithila painting has a is very vast, and there are many things more, what do you call,
Yeah.
pins attached to it, and many more features. So I'm sure everybody will have a lot new things to learn in my workshop.
Yes.
Uh, and so it won't be like, yeah. So even if you had attended Sundari's workshop, you won't feel like, oh, well, this is done. You'll find something new
Sure.
to know that, right? So it will be fun.
You can't learn Madhubani art in an hour. I don't think so. So I am
That's
sure
true.
that you're going to.
It's so vast. An hour is very small.
And
That's
every artist brings something different to the style. So no, that's really fantastic. To see that. So what does the future hold for Nupur here? The artistic future.
I'm currently doing a lot of these exhibitions. One of the things which I'm really proud of, and was like, so I did a project with Barat Foundation over here. So they have these 3D Animodules. They call it Animodules. They are these 3D structures which can be dismantled and assembled anytime. And I painted some of them for them, and a couple of them went to Nassau Museum of Art. From there, Dr. Harvey Mains of Mains Peace Foundation, he bought one of those sculptures and at the auction over there. So
Wow.
some of these stuff, yeah, I'm doing. I have a couple of things going on in terms of exhibitions. Yeah, some of the exhibitions, as you know, it was cancelled in the lockdown, but there are some of the things which are other going on. Apart from this, I am also involved in a lot of art groups over there. In fact, I've been on the board of a couple of them, and I was like one of the leading executives in one of those till I took a break because of my daughter, because I was not able to give time to her. So I was like, I need to slow down for a couple of years. And then as soon as my daughter is back, and as soon things are normal so that she's back to daycare, so I will start something else. So
I know.
I like to take more workshops, because that's also something has been taken a backstage. I'm doing online stuff. Planning to do some online stuff there.
And you were one of the first to do digital art. Am I right about that?
Yes,
With
yes.
Madhubani. Digital
With
Madhubani
Madhubani.
art.
So when I started doing, I love graphic designing and all that. So I had the tendency. So I learned graphic designing on my own. And when I started doing, like those days, there was no stylus also when I started on 12 years back. At least I didn't have any access to any stylus to that time. So 12, around 12 years. And that time I didn't know anybody was doing digital art. But I started doing digital paintings, and some of them you could, so I could print on. It went on to be the logo of a Mithila film, which was awarded nationally over there in India. Then I designed some stuff for clothing companies. Then it went on to wedding cards, and then event banners and all. So huge ones. The only thing which helped me, because I was sitting here in US, and I could send things to India and they could print it over there. So that was easy. Like just the communication part mostly that time, because otherwise, but that was fun and it was good. Like slowly and slowly, right now it went. Nowadays there are many artists, and my digital art has taken a slightly a backstage, because some of the curators, they told me, no, you should concentrate more of your handmade paintings. So that was the reason. But
That's
because
amazing.
yeah, but galleries appreciate handmade paintings, but I
Well,
still do digital stuff here and there.
which film did you do the logo for?
I'm sorry.
Which,
The film was called Mithila Khan. So it won the national award in Mathili films.
we will
Now.
check it out now. We really look forward. Wow, it's
Sure,
such
sure,
a
sure. So they
wonderful.
are planning to like release it digitally very soon.
Very soon. Well, I look forward to it. Maithili is just such a beautiful language as well. And, obviously it's an artistic place because look at all that, has traditionally come to you from there. And I can see that it's in your DNA, it's just not something that you seem to have picked up. Perhaps it is centuries of DNA that has come into you. And really an honor and a pleasure to talk to you today, because just to see that energy in you as an artist and your passion to bring this traditional art form to contemporary ideas is truly inspiring. Thank you so much for taking the time, Nupur, to be part of this. And we look forward to seeing you at the workshop.
Thank you so much for having me here, Ranjini, and thank you so much for inviting me to be the ambassador. It was really, and what you guys are doing is really great thing. And thank you so much for making me be part of it.
Together we will make a difference. Thank you, Nupur.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.